Hello everyone, my name is Yuri Kasdorp, and we're back with another track guide. This time we're doing one for week 8 of GT Sprint series, and it's at the Red Bull Ring. Very short track, lots of straights, good opportunities to draft, good opportunities to overtake, so should be good fun of racing. Very close calls with the curb and a lot of spots though. So let's go over where you need to use the curbs and where you need to be careful for the off tracks. Let's get into it. Right, so here we are, starting the lap. It's a very hot track this week. The first time this season that we have a really hot track. So summer's coming, and you will feel that on the tires too. The last couple of corners we're running very, very wide. And this track is all about keeping the speed up and using all of the track available and then some. Turn 1, braking at the 100. Going for a good exit. You can run with your left side tires on the white the yellow anti-cap on the left side. You brake at the 100 up the hill here. And I like taking a wide entry to have good traction out of the corner. If you take an apex that's too tight there, the inside will start spinning because of the diff can't handle it. And you won't end up going anywhere. You brake at the 100 for the hairpin. On wide on the exit. Small tap on at the 50 here. Careful of not running too wide. Easy getting the off track on the entry there. And being very patient. And all the way to the gravel. Very patient again. Early throttle. And all the way to the gravel on the right side. Small tap on the brake just before the 50 here. And run it very wide on the exit. Both of them, just make sure you're back on the track for the grass, and that's the lap around the Red Bull Ring. So let's have a closer look from the outside cam. And I'm running up to turn 1. You want 2 tires on the left side of the red curb, 2 tires on the right side. Just be careful if your right side tires end up running all the way over the white line, you're gonna get off track. So what I like to do is try to keep them from going onto the curb. Slightly touching the curb, as you can see, is fine, but going onto the curb too much is an off track. Make sure that the 2 tires on the left side of the white and red curb braking onto it, because of the ribbons going up and down, you lose a bit of grip. And we want to make sure to turn in quite late, apex quite late, so we can go on throttle early, straighten the car for the exit. And I like to use this yellow anti-cut on the left side here as a limit. You can run slightly over it without getting the off track, but it slows the car down when you have to use it as a bump, and I try to use it as something that makes the car hook on the exit. We got the big run up to turn 2. You just want to shortest road, of course. Then running up to the braking. Again, I want 2 tires on the green bit, 2 tires on the right side. Here some people also just brake completely on the right side of it. You don't gain as much here. I still like braking 2 tires on the green, and then we're braking just before the 100. And again, for the hairpin here, if you start to turn in too early, as you can see, there's a lot of elevation change here, and what ends up happening is that front goes up first, and the right rear ends up being in the air or barely touching the ground. And when that happens, right around here, if you're coming from the inside, and you go on throttle, that inside wheel just starts spinning, and it takes all the power from the outside wheel. And what ends up happening is that the car makes a whole lot of noise, but you're not going anywhere. So to combat this, I try turning in very, very late here, get the car turned pretty much completely before we get to this big elevation change on the inside. So we can go back on power, and the rear has nice grip again. And we got a small back straight. Coming up to another hairpin. This one's a bit wider, but downhill braking. Again, the same technique as the first 2 corners. Braking just before the 100. 1 tire on the green, 1 tire on the asphalt. And then you can run slightly over the curb. So you put 2 tires on the green here, or you run around it. Running 2 tires on it is not ideal. over the curb with most cars seems to be the nicer line, but you can carry a bit more speed if you go around it like this. And then we want to run close to the gravel on the exit as we can. I don't think it's possible to get an off track here because you're going to get the gravel first. And of course, once you get into the gravel, you might get an off track, but then we're losing time anyways. Then we get a quite tricky corner because it's very easy to want to open the corner up a bit too much here. Again, the same technique here. Right side tires on the green, but it's very easy to go slightly too wide on the entry, getting the off track here. And then small tap on the brake and be very, very patient here. If you're too early on the power or too much on the brake while you're turning, the front end won't really grip it. So very patient, and then again, we're running all the way to the gravel on the exit here. Small tap on the brake just before this entry road. And again, you can run over the curb on the inside here or alongside it, but running just a bit on it, on the edge here is not ideal. And then again, throttle early. You want to end up on the right side here, close to the gravel. It's not an off track. And then we only have the last two corners left. On entry, we have the same technique as on every entry. So 2 tires on the green, 2 tires on the asphalt. Tap on the brake just before the 50. I go down to 4th gear, over the curb on the inside. And then the last two corners are quite weird. You can run all the way right here to the edge of the white and green curb. Not even the white and red curb, the white and green curb. So it ends up looking like this, being on the track. And it's very, very advantageous to use all of the track here between the two corners because you don't only widen the last corner's exit, you also widen the next corner's entry. So very important, you know this line here and use this line as a limit for your right side tires. And then we just brake in a straight line all the way off the track, but it's allowed. 2 tires are on this green and white curb. We start to turn in, and then we do the same thing on the exit here. One thing to note, you can go over this inside anti-cut if you carry enough speed with the right angle. And normally you want to make sure that once you get to this apex here, because the track suddenly starts going straight, the car's pushed into the ground, that you've turned enough that you can be immediately flat out. And then we do the same on the exit here. The white and green curb. The only thing you have to watch out for is if you run too wide here at the end where the white and green curb ends, it's still an off track. So we want to go back on track fairly quickly. That's a lap on the Red Bull Ring. Right, so there we have it. Very nice circuits in the Austrian Alps. Should be good for racing. I recommend everyone to race. Just be careful for the off tracks, especially in qualifying. But if you take away all the stuff in the video, I'm sure you will be fine. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys next week.